Before we get this video underway, thank you to those in the comments of the previous Canadiens video who commented Nick Cage. If you want a chance to be featured in the next Canadiens discussion-based video, then please stick around to the end. This one's not a long one, so I think that'll be a lot easier here. So, when it comes to that big Habs trade, and no, I'm not talking about Gustafsson, no, I'm not talking about John Merrill, I'm talking about Eric Staal. That was one of the most impactful, one of the most hype moments of the season thus far, because when the Canadiens acquired Eric Staal, what Habs fans were thinking they were getting was pretty much another one of these Corey Perry-like acquisitions. An older guy with veteran Stanley Cup championship experience who was going to come over here and use what's left in the tank to boost the Canadiens offensively and maybe be that clutch player that ends up winning an extra game or two for the team. A guy who's rebounding from what was a bad season in Buffalo, after putting up some pretty good numbers the previous years in Minnesota, and for the most part, Canadiens fans got that out of Eric Staal at the very beginning, because hey, he comes in, he scores his debut goal in overtime to lead the Canadiens to victory, and everybody's like, oh my goodness, he's here, we got him, it's Corey Perry, Tyler Toffoli #2, Eric Staal is now the most hyped player on the team. But since then, Eric Staal has gone pointless, and Eric Staal has been on the ice for, 8 5-on-5 goals against? And when it comes to his overall play out there on the ice, not only does he not really do much else anymore, it's gotten to a point now where, hey, there are some other very good players on this Canadiens roster that are not being played because Staal is in the lineup instead. Primarily, Jake Evans is the one that everybody's pointing to, and the fact that Staal's in his place and also is taking up a spot on the first power play unit, for example, is making things a little bit fishy as to how the Canadiens are dealing with this entire transitioning process. Now, we know the players usually take a while to adjust with their new teams. I have no doubt that Gustafsson and Merrill will have to undergo some of those similar adjustments when they eventually find themselves on the roster, but Eric Staal's been here for a while now, and even though the veteran leadership presence is indeed there, it's gotten to a point now where, at what point do you decide, okay, we need to start playing Jake Evans again? Eric Staal's playing on what is, I believe, the fourth line. I mean, not really technically fourth. They love to say, oh, we don't have a first line or a fourth line. It's the fourth line, pretty much. And that was normally Jake Evans' spot beforehand. A guy who, honestly, has been playing pretty well this season. But for Eric Staal, because the transition to Montreal has been a lot slower than most people would have hoped after that overtime game-winning goal, it's gotten a lot of Canadiens fans asking, okay, where do we go from here? And that's kind of why I'm making this short video over here, because I want to ask you, where do we go in your opinion? Is this just another failed experiment coming out here for the Montreal Canadiens? Is this something where you need to give it a little bit more time? Is this eventually the Corey Perry #2? Because, as I've noted the entire year, Corey Perry has been legitimately one of the more underrated players on this entire Canadiens squad. When you think about the money and how much he's being played and ratio that to the amount of production and impact he has, it's crazy how good Corey Perry is. Do we go out there and start to say, okay, we got to start thinking about Jake Evans, or do you ride the wave with Eric Staal and the power play and the fourth line, etc.? Talk to me in the comments what you think, because the gameplay is coming to an end here. Yeah, I told you it was a short one. If you made it to the end of the video, then comment down in the comment section below Wild Wings, because obviously Buffalo makes me think of Wild Wings. So for a chance to be featured in the next one, comment down below that. Hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think. So that's Trolls is 99. And bye.